Hello, everyone. So, today in our platform, we have someone very special. She is one of my close friends, and Ahmedabad was a beautiful experience because of having her around. And whenever I talk with her, I get so much wisdom from the discussions with her. And I want every one of you to get inspired by this beautiful lady. She is none other than the person in the screen, Nikita. Nikita, welcome to our show. How are you?
I'm good, Kritika. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. And I'm feeling very joy and rejuvenated seeing you today. So Nikita, like I know a lot of you about you. I really want the audience to know about you from your own words. So please tell something about you and your journey of life.
Okay. So, if I really just talk about who I am, well, I like to call myself a human being who loves exploring and understanding how other human beings function and feel, and how do they take care of themselves, and what are the ways that we can become, better versions of ourselves. So that's like a informal kind of how I would introduce myself. Other than that, I am a dance and movement therapy practitioner, and it has been an amazing sort of also a roller coaster ride, because we are living in a mental health crisis, because a lot of people need a lot of mental health support, and we have very few trained professionals in our country, in around the world, to do that. So my vision and my mission is to ensure that we are coming up with strong support systems for well-being, for mental health, for anyone in need. And our model is also to work through the body and mind connection in a group setting. So we focus a lot on group psychotherapy systems, because we believe that community is the biggest support system that is available to us. And how we do it is, I think, something that uh, is to experience. So yes, that's how I would like to introduce.
Beautiful. So many things I am really curious to ask. Like, first of the thing is, what is mental health? How you will define and how people will understand? Like, what are some signs by which they can understand that this is the time I need to really work on my mental health?
Okay. So, two questions you asked about. First is, what is mental health? Second, when do people seek support for their mental health or well-being?
Yeah, how they
So,
identify the signals.
okay, how they identify the signals. How and when? Okay. So, first, to really describe mental health is, uh, you know it's like, we know what is physical health. We know that our body is in pain, it needs support. But when we are undergoing mental challenges, then a lot of times we ignore the signs. So how I would like to define mental health is, um, you know what your mind, uh, when you are taking care of your mind, or when your mind is healthy. So of course, like, you can see your body is healthy, you're doing a lot of stuff, you're keeping it fit, but there are, emotions that have been left unaddressed. There are traumas in your past that have not gotten the chance to be understood. So jab ye sari cheezein hone lagti hai, then the mental health goes into a topsy turvy. So I think mental health is uh, taking care of your emotions, your thoughts, what you feel, not just in the short run, but in the long run. It's not ki matlab, it's never a quick fix ki ha maine yeah, I did something amazing, and yeah, my mental health is fixed. It's about um, coming up with a long term plan for your mind, for your thoughts and emotions. Yes, so I think that is what mental health would be, how I would define. How you can identify the signs? I mean, see, I think we are as such quite aware, but a lot of times we tend to overlook because, again, so many factors, there's so many distractions, and you're like constantly, "Arey, matlab phone hai, chalo hum kar rahe hain." So there are a lot of ways that you're not aware of your body and your mind. So when that happens, is where the disconnect happens. When you become disconnected because of so many distractions that are out there, then I बिलीव कि आप अपने मेंटल हेल्थ से दूर हो जाते हो, आइडेंटिफाइंग द साइंस से दूर हो जाते हो. सो हाउ यू कैन रियली गेट बैक इनटू आइडेंटिफाइंग द साइंस इज व्हेन यू स्टार्ट बिकमिंग अवेयर ऑफ योर थॉट प्रोसेसेस, ऑफ योर फीलिंग्स. बी ऑनेस्ट, बी ब्रूटली ऑनेस्ट कि हाँ मुझे अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है. बिकॉज व्हेनेवर हमको अच्छा नहीं लग रहा होता है, वी गो इनटू कि व्हाट इज द क्विक फिक्स. चलो, अगेन देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग इन हैविंग अ क्विक फिक्स, बट आर यू अवेयर कि आप ये क्विक फिक्स कर रहे हैं? बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल आर नॉट. उनको लग रहा है कि दिस इज द सोल्यूशन दैट इज देयर. मतलब ओके, द क्विक फिक्स could be yes, let's just go out, hang out, and maybe consume a lot of alcohol. Again, it's okay, it's all right, but are you aware that it is happening to you? So the only way I feel that you can be aware of the signs is when you have that connection left ki ha, I am undergoing some challenges, I'm feeling disconnected with what I want to be doing, with how I want to be feeling. And so that's when you identify it. Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. I think that's the key. Like acceptance is the key and awareness is the key. So thank you for sharing that. So I see a lot of confidence and thing glowing in your face too. Like when you were sharing about that, I could see might be you had some experiences as such. So would you like to share about your personal experience in this journey?
I mean, of course, I think all of us who are in the field that they have been passionate about, that they are passionate about, and I think in a well-being wala field, the mental health, physical health, I think a lot of people do undergo their own personal transformation. Otherwise, wo jo commitment towards the field wo aata nahi hai. So I feel that the way I have seen and understood myself, let's say 4-5 years back, was very different. Like I saw, I remember myself as this person who was I am still quite passionate about bringing the change in people's lives, in people around you. And but there was this still lot of unresolved trauma from my back, from my past, that was still there. And usi ki wajah se, I would have my own anger outburst, I would lash out at my own close ones, even having that focus and concentration to really follow your dreams was something I was still lacking. सो हाँ ठीक है, पैशन है, पर फोकस कंसंट्रेशन नहीं है, इमोशनल अवेयरनेस और मैनेजमेंट नहीं है, ये नहीं पता है कि वेयर आई एम गोइंग, व्हाट एम आई डूइंग, हाउ आई एम डूइंग दिस. सो व्हेन यू फील लाइक you're all over the place, आप disintegrated हो गए. So when I started my training as a mental health professional, as a dance and movement therapy practitioner, I remember like becoming a lot more aware of these not so comfortable darker sides of me, कि अच्छा these things exist, मेरे को नहीं पता था. So during that time also, something that I've been in denial was that I have lived with an abusive history, that I am myself a sexual violence survivor. And during that time it started coming out, and that was something through the training, through really understanding, getting in touch with myself, with my own trainers and therapists, it helped me to have my own story, sort of integrated ki yes, this is me, this is what happened, and there were things that were not in my control, but this is my story and I want to write my own journey now. So I think that happened, not ye ek single day mein kuch nahi ho gaya, it was like months and months and hours of training. So that is the thing ki jab I could see after an year of the course, that okay, this is the change that I've already seen in me. I Now I can understand my anger. Now I am becoming more confident of my body. I'm becoming more accepting of my own body and my own thought processes. तो वो जब आपको दिखा कि अच्छा, it's not something that happens in a day, but it happens over the course of so many months and so many hours of continuous process, then I think मेरा जो belief था in the process became very strong. Because वही है कि अगर आप अपने process पे believe नहीं कर रहे हो, then you cannot have the other people, the clients that you work with, the people that you work with, have that process. You know, so I was able to trust because of the change I saw in me. Hence, for the last 3.5 years, that's what I exactly have been doing. Working with people, helping them realize their own potential and owning their story, and still कि आप कैसे अपनी journey और आगे की story लिख सकते हो, because that is very important for any healing to happen, for your well-being. So that's it.
So I have two questions which are little different, but I'll ask this right now.
Sure.
One was like what I've experienced, and people say that the first time, then when they see their past and things coming out, is very scary. And like as you said, it was scary, but the therapist was there with you. So how was it for you? Like sometimes when it is scary, we don't want to revisit, or we don't want to overcome it. We just feel like uh, as you were saying, that it's okay, go and party and do, don't go into the dark zone again. So how, like what you will like to share on that, like about this thing? And the second thing, like you are helping people from last 3.5 years. So what is one aha moment you felt like this person, like sometimes we experience our transformation, but when we see other transformation by doing ourselves, the role of the therapist integrator, that's again another belief in getting reinforced. So can you share about one moment where the person, the client, had a tremendous experience like you?
Okay. So I think I'll start with the first question that you asked, that, why people, like, why go into addressing your fears uh, rather than just, go out and find a quick fix. Again, I would still like to reiterate कि कोई problem नहीं है to find a quick fix, because all of us are going through a lot of things. So to really address your fear and sit with it, or let's say sit with your darker self, or uncomfortable emotions, it's a choice. It's a choice, and I'm going to repeat it again. It is a choice. Because nobody except you can make it, can do it. So I think when that happens, when you feel that you're ready to make that choice, कि हाँ, मैंने quick fix किया, okay, fine, but you know what? These things will not go without with the quick fixes. So I gotta sit with it. So I am making a choice to sit with it, try to maybe, verbalize it, write it down, and then reach out to a trained professional who is skilled enough to deal with it, to deal with your to deal with your sides. So that's something I would say ki, it's a choice of a person, and whether to address it or not. We cannot, that is with how the healing process and the well-being journey is. Ki aap, like for me, if I talk about me, nobody forced me to go into therapy or to become a practitioner. It's something I wanted to do it. So the want needs to be there. And it's the same with the client, it's the same with anyone. So the thing is, the beautiful thing about well-being या therapy is that जब कोई इंसान फर्स्ट में वो सोचता है कि हाँ मैं खुश नहीं हूँ इन चीजों से, I want to seek support, matlab already your journey has started. For example, the people who are already looking at this video right now, matlab already in the process, in the journey of um, maybe they have already figured out, they're already there, but you know, it's like they're already in the journey. So that is something I would like to always state ki it's a choice and it is your choice. Nobody can force well-being on you because well-being need not be forced. Your mental health is your choice. So yes, that is to answer your first question. To answer your second question, my aha moment. Actually, there have been a lot of aha moments. I mean, there have been, of course, a lot of challenges also. But if I really talk about the aha moments and what helped me believe, you know, this works, is I think when you is like, okay, I remember this time when I and my team, we were working with a group of women living with different kinds of mental illness, someone living with depression, like and then schizophrenia. I remember the first day we had gone to conduct our assessments, to understand, to even build the rapport with the clients. Like this woman just was constantly looking down and would not interact at all. And after 6 weeks, so that was our assessment of this client. After 6 weeks, this woman, this client, looked up, smiled, and asked, ki, so one of our practitioners, she was not present. She was unwell, so she looked up, she smiled, and she asked that where is she? um, and I want to, like, where is she? Matlab, just expressing the, I don't know whether I'm stuck or not. Just expressing the feeling that, that I miss her and I would want the practitioner to be there. So that was a very major aha moment, and it happened very early on. So yes, that is there. The other aha moments would be, it's interesting how whenever we are conducting a circle, that, like, let's say a 2-hour session, at the end, when just imagine just one session, and at the end of that one session there are, like, most of our participants, most of our clients are able to get in touch with their emotions, and there is this catharsis happening. People are crying and letting out things emotionally, and just expressing that, how they have missed reflecting on that fact. So I think that just makes me believe in what I do a lot, because you see that happening. Ki, Acha, this is not something that only I went through, but I'm also able to guide other individuals to do the same, to get in touch with their emotional selves. And yeah, so these have been the aha moments.
Beautiful, and thank you for sharing both. The story gives a lot of hope and trust in the process. So one quick question to you, that uh, you are saying that we use dance movement therapy, and in the process people were having the thing, mental health were resolved. So why not people do themselves, like the dance movement in the home? There are people, family, who can help them to do the catharsis. Why they should pay and go to a therapist like you, or dance movement thing they do or consider doing it?
Yeah, I love the question. In fact, this is the kind of question I do get a lot. And I'll just like to ask, um, ask, because you asked me this question, that do we ask the same thing from, let's say, a doctor who treats you for diabetes, or who is helping? Yeah, let's say, do we ask the same thing from a doctor? Ki, Are dawai to already hai, then why go and have the checkup, and why go through that thing? The dawai to rahe hi, you go to the medicine shop, and a lot of people do that too, and we also know what are the problems that they happen. मतलब कुछ भी दवाई ले लिया, टकाटक बस लगा रहे हैं, दवाई लिए जा रहे हैं. But at the end, we do need to go to a doctor to have our checkup done, to understand what's happening to us, and how we can get well. So it's the same thing, that of course you can move, you can talk to your family, to your friends. You can have your own dance, you can of course go out, but why go to a dance movement therapy practitioner, or why go to a therapist who is trained? Is because they are skilled in couple of skills which your family or your friends are not. Because that is one thing कि वो स्किल्ड और ट्रेनिंग इम्पोर्टेंट है. मतलब ऐसा ही नहीं है कि हमने 50 वीडियो सुन लिए ये वी आर नाउ थेरेपिस्ट. वी गो थ्रू आवर ओन ट्रेनिंग, एंड मतलब टू बी ऑनेस्ट, आई हैव माय ओन सुपरवाइजर एंड माय ओन पर्सनल थेरेपिस्ट. मतलब so that ki whatever I work or I go through, I have my own support system. I also have my own peer group supervisors or peer group support systems ki if there are problems that I am facing while working with a client, or something that I'm stuck with, I can definitely reach out for support, which your family and your friends will not have it, because they're unaware of the process. They are not skilled to do that. जैसे ही आप एक डॉक्टर का स्किल को आप नहीं कहते हो कि why go to a doctor, because he is skilled in doing that. So at the same time, he is skilled in doing it. Hence, second very important point is the objectivity. Your therapist is not emotionally and shouldn't be emotionally attached to you. So while your friends and your family are, so for them to look at you objectively becomes very difficult, very, very difficult. But your therapist will do exactly that, because again, they're trained to do that. To understand your journey, understand your story, where your problems are coming from, and how it is affecting your body, your thought processes, your emotions. तो वो आपको एक ऑब्जेक्टिव प्लान दे पाएंगे आपके आने वाले प्रोसेस के लिए. And again, at the same time, third point I would say is ki there is nothing wrong in seeking support from your family and friends. Of course, we are all doing it. I seek out support from my family and friends. But why go to a therapist? Again, it's a choice. And secondly, it's when you want to work on certain challenges that you're facing with yourself. Yes, I don't know whether I'm stuck or whether
no, you are not
because
stuck.
you seem stuck.
You.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so वही है कि I want to have a plan कि मेरे को ये challenges है, and this is what I'm undergoing through, and I want to work on it. So like it's unfair to even expect that from a family member or a friend. They will sit with me every week or twice a week to work on my plan, to work on my personal development, let's say, which only a trained professional, mental health professional can do that. So yes, that is what I would say.
Okay, so another just follow-up question with that, like if people who are watching this want to connect with you, how can they connect, and what are the different offerings you can give to these people?
What I do is I do offer individual therapy sessions using the tool of, again, movement therapy and expressive arts. At the same time, we also conduct monthly well-being sessions, which happens like every 4th Saturday, both online and offline. Since I'm situated in Calcutta, so offline sessions happen here, but online it's open to anyone across the world. We also are coming up with weekly programs. At the same time, we have like customized programs for organizations, for groups who really want to focus on the well-being of their employees and their team members. So this is something I would right now state.
Thank you, Nikita, for sharing so much of things. My one takeaway is the choice and it's your journey. So acknowledge that is my biggest takeaway. So before you end this conversation, beautiful conversation, which I don't want to end, one suggestion or one advice which you learn hard way in your life you want to give to the people watching this.
Okay. First is, I think I would say that don't take advice from anyone. Because I feel that sort of advice is something that we tend to do, we tend to give, because you see around yourself, like everybody wants to give advice. But something I've realized, that only you are the driver of your story. You are the change maker of your story. So only you can give you the advice or the change that you want to make. So yes, the best advice would be that do not take advice from anyone and everyone. So I don't think so I would be the person to give advice to people, because it's their story. um yes, so that is going to be just my advice.
Thank you, Nikita. Thank you so much. This is the beautiful advice anyone can give. So, like, do follow your intuition, connect to your body, as Nikita said, and you will get to know all the things which you want. And do share in the comment section. How did you like the interaction with Nikita? What are something you are taking away from this video? And thank you, Nikita, for taking out the time. It was really a huge pleasure of us to have you here. And I was back to Ahmedabad talking to you.
Yes, I think thank you for inviting me, Kritika, to talk about um, my journey as well as the kind of work that I do. It means a lot. It also means that we are getting more aware of our own systems, our mental health, our that people are looking for solutions, and people want to live a better life, a more holistic life. So again, like, you yourself are doing great work, and I'm glad that I could be a part of your talk. So that was fun also.
Thank you, Nikita. Love you. And bye bye.